Okay, so now you're in the place where you're starting to communicate with Jesden, and you've spoken to your dad, and your dad, you know, said, "Isn't this the moment you're supposed to be fasting?" And you take that advice, you start fasting. Jesden is also fasting, so you're trying to see God's mind in this kind of like union, right? And you're trying to see
Yeah.
whether this guy is the right guy for you. And then you went on to talk about the deal breakers. Tell me more about that. Why was that so important to you?
Yeah, so it was Justin's idea actually, like to have a call about deal breakers now because if we started dating and then we would find out something like, oh, but that's not what I want, then we already had invested in each other and then like emotionally. Um, so we wanted to do that before so that like if there's anything that we really don't want and we found out later, um, during courting, that we just don't like waste that time and not come like too invested in each other. Um, so that was the start behind it, and I really found it really wise. Um, yeah, so that and also yeah, that I found it really wise. Yeah, so that's why we did it. And in the deal breakers call, because this was something that was on my heart. It's like, okay, um, I know one deal breaker that I have is like if he was divorced because of the words of Jesus, like um, if you remarry, if you marry someone who's divorced and you commit adultery, I didn't want to go in that. So I wanted to know that, and that was also what he wanted to know. So and the other one was for me if he was willing to lead me in what I needed to do for God with music. Um, because I believe like that I believe that he is the one who should be, I believe that he was the one that he should be leading me into that, as in like in marriage and the order of God. So if he was willing to do that, he was. And then, uh, then he said his calling that God called him to go to like dangerous countries probably to preach the gospel. Um, and uh, like if I was willing to do that, um, and then I was like, I'm gonna pray about that because I was like, yeah, I want to be willing to do that, but I need to know if it's for me, if God calls me to do that. Um, so um, so yeah, I was praying. And what I came to the conclusion of, because this is the thing, like I heard several things in my head when I was like um praying, like I had several thoughts, like, no, I have something better, don't do it. But also, yes, this is it, like go for it. And I had to really learn how to discern God's will and what he wanted. Uh, and this was a journey. So what my conclusion was after prayer was, um, hmm, I know that is calling me in music, but I also need to do what I sing. Um, and I cannot just sing and not do it. And yeah, I need to act on what I believe, and that's what I felt. And then I also discerned that Justin would be someone who could really teach me how to do that, and that I would actually be really um, do what I believe to um, when I if I would be with him, which is actually very true. It turned out to be very true. Um, and so that was my conclusion. And also I saw how it connected. Like if you would go to dangerous countries or countries um, that you don't know the language of or that don't even speak like a language that we can know. Like uh, I saw like, then music can actually really help because music is everybody in the world like it's something. music is everywhere, sort of thing. So
Everywhere.
that would
Yeah.
actually, yeah. So I saw like how it would come together. And um, yeah. So then my conclusion was yes, because I want to follow Jesus. I want to really, I want to follow Jesus. Um,
Mm.
so that, yeah, that was my conclusion. So we went forth. I was still was gonna say we were still in the fasting week, and I was still needed to give my decision to him um, about like if he could come to my dad. And yeah, so this was like the thing. This was so. There's always a battle going on because I heard things in my head like he's a sheep, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's something I heard, and I was like. And then I was like, no, I think that comes from a source of fear. um, or like God saying, I have something better for you. And then I was like, can be, but I think that right now it comes from um, wanting more, wanting always more, like not being content. So that's what I discerned then. Uh, so, and then it was coming down to like, what I saw is that God had given him the grace to pursue me. I saw that, and because that doesn't happen often, you can see, uh, yeah, that didn't happen often. Like uh, that someone actually has the grace to really
Pursue.
pursue you,
Mm.
yeah, and die for you. That was advice that I once had. Like the husband must be willing to die for his wife, because that's how Jesus loves the church. Um, and that's a grace he gets from God. That's some advice someone gave to me. So um, uh, and that's what I saw. I saw that God gave him that grace to pursue me.
Mm.
Um, and then I felt like God said, "Okay, so do you want to receive that?" Um, and then I was like, "Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I want to receive that." Um, and yeah, I had to make my decision. And I was really like, "What do I have faith for right now? Like, what do I have faith for right now?" And I remember that I was worshiping, um, and um, and I was like, yeah, I have received faith to receive that grace that God has given him, and to let him come to my dad. Um, yeah, I have that, and uh, so then I said that to him, and then I thought he would come in December in the with New Year's. But then he said, "Okay, I'm coming Monday."
Wow.
Ah!
This boy was ready. This boy was ready for his wife. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah, he was ready. Yeah,
Wow. That was it. It came straight over.
he came straight over. Yeah,
I love that. That's amazing.
yeah, from
And that
England to the Netherlands.
from England to the Netherlands. Wow.
Yeah,
That must have really solidified your even like as in, just something in your heart to obviously feel like, wow, gosh, this guy is really serious about me and he really is pursuing me proper, the right way.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah. I saw that, and I think also like the people around me. My mom was like, "This is not normal." Like it's solidified in some things in the people around me. I think also in my elder, like he was really like he uh, he respected him like a lot. Like you're willing to do that, yeah. Um, and uh, yeah, so for people around me, it was really big thing also for me also. Um, uh, yeah, it was for all of us like, what is happening? He's just coming. Um, and yeah, then he came. Um, and we were gonna like uh we first had like I picked him up from the airport, and then we went to my parents because he was gonna stay in a hotel then, and I was staying at my parents, and then he would come to my dad to speak to him. Um, and yeah, so I'm just gonna be completely honest, because like Justin was really ready for me. I was not ready for him.
Mm,
Um, and God has really spoken a lot through it, actually, how like because it is the image of Jesus and the bride marriage. And uh like in things he really spoke through it, like I was not ready for him. I'm not ready for Jesus to come back. The church is not ready for Jesus to come back. Not everyone, but like a lot of people are not ready for Jesus to come back, and like he spoke really deeply through that. But I had to focus on myself
mm,
because I was not prepared enough
mm,
to actually receive this the right way, to receive him the right way. Uh, and yeah, so then so also that it breaks also for me really the idol of marriage. It's not about in the end, it's not about being prepared for your husband or for marriage. It's about being prepared for Jesus coming back. Um,
wow.
and and
Okay.
marriage, God really used this for me to really um, see like everything that I still hadn't dealt with, but I should have already dealt with, to show things actually, like to show things uh, uh, more like in the face of, hey,
Mm,
are you ready for me?
mm,
Um, so yeah, um, so that's actually really amazing. It's really deep what God did, and so yeah, basically I was not ready for him, and I did not know that I had to have these things. Like I did not I had not counted the costs fully.
mm.
Um, and he came, and then he went to my dad, and they started speaking, and I was like, okay, they're gonna speak. My dad started speaking to me. Tyler, do you want this? Uh, um, because I see that there's like you have doubts, and I did. I had doubts. I had doubts. I didn't want to share it. I didn't want to share them. I felt guilty about them. I felt scared about them. Uh, and like I didn't want to hurt uh, people. And so, but my dad was like focusing on me, and I know that was from God because I needed to deal with these things.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I had doubts because when Justin came, I was like, when we have video calls, God showed so much. Like I know through the Spirit, He showed things. What it, um, I was really like secure in my faith. Like, yeah, this is really what God has. I really believe it because this is what He has shown me in the Spirit about my husband also and about things, and it was really profound, really deep, and
mm,
it was really speaking to my heart. But I still needed to walk through the I still needed to walk it out, and to also live it, what I believe. Um, so um, yeah, when Justin actually came, I sort of knew it already that it would be like it would not be the way it was on the phone calls, on the video calls. It would be different, and we had to work together to come actually there. That's what I saw in the spirit, what I believed in my heart. And when he came, I was like, I'm still not attracted. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Like I was stressed, and I was like, and Justin saw that something was going on, but he didn't say anything yet. But I was like, he's not taller than me. He's not taller than me. All these things. I know it's like it's so minimal, but like you have to deal with these small things actually
yeah.
also. Um, so I was like, okay, what do I do? Okay, we just walk on. So we went in the train, and I was so zoned out, because I was in my mind like a lot. And uh, and we were speaking, and I didn't know how to act with him. And then we were at because I was like, whoa, but I don't. It feels like I don't know you. But at the phone calls, it felt like I knew you, but now I don't know you,
Hmm.
and I couldn't like bring it together. And then we came to the village where my parents lived, and they were gonna pick us up. Um, and I was standing with Justin there, and he was like, how are you? I was like, I need to sing a song. How I deal with things is like I express myself through singing songs. Um,
Wow.
and I was expressing God like, Lord, I cannot do this. I'm not attracted to him right now. I don't know what to do. Like, because I see that it's your will sort of, but like how do I do this? So I sang a song to God, and it's the lyrics like, I praise you, God, for all that I cannot. I praise you, God, for all that I have not. I praise you, God, for all that I know not. I praise you, God, for all that like I'm not actually that I and then I was praising him like, you are the Alpha Omega, you're the beginning and end. Um, you're happen, you will be, and like, and the verse in Jude where it says like I was saying, now unto you who is able to keep us from falling, to you who is able to present us faultless before your sight, to the forever wise God our Savior. So I was singing that
Wow.
song.
Wow.
Um, and then and then I was like, God is here. Yes, okay. And then Justin, I was kneeling down. I was like, where the taxis are. I was on the ground on my knees singing this song. And
Wow.
then I was like, what, what is happening? And then after the song, he also felt to kneel down next to me, and then he looked at me just really intensely. And when I looked at him, I saw, I was like, I know you again. It's you. And what I don't know, but he reminded me of Peter, Peter in the Bible. And I was like, I trust you. And I was like, okay, I trust you. Um, so we went on, and yeah, so we went for a walk that night, um, and he was asking me. So this was really interesting because like I didn't know what to do still, like a bit. I was like, okay, we're just gonna talk. Um, I wanted to hook my arm with his arm, and then uh, he said, no, let's not do that. And I was like, oh, you're amazing, because I felt like I did not do it per se because I wanted it, but because I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, and like he was like, no,
Wow.
um, let's not do that. So that's so God's grace. Then he actually kept me from stumbling because I don't I'm all for purity, but I still had like ways in me that I like could fall, and God gave me a husband that actually kept me from stumbling. um and uh yeah, so it was really powerful. And then we talked, and then I asked him because I was wearing heels. I asked him, what do you think of my heels? And then he said, what do you mean? Like, is it sin, or like, do you like them? And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, and then I explained it because what I wanted to. I was like, with these heels, I'm taller than you. Like, is that a problem? Because for me, I was like working out. My husband should be taller than me, right? Really, like, if I'm wearing heels, and this was actually something I struggled with. And then he said, um, uh, that's not a problem. Like, that's not a problem. And
Yeah.
I was like, huh, you're right. Oh yeah, it's really simple like that. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Um, so we were walking, and then he went to the hotel. I went to my parents, and the next day we would have breakfast together. So we had breakfast together somewhere in the village, and then um, I was just seeing how he was, and yeah, he we went to breakfast together, and then he said, let's do a Bible study, and then we did a Bible study about love, about 1 Corinthians 13, um, and yeah, and then I saw that he was really like he really wanted God's ways, and he was taking like leadership in this, and I was like, that's amazing.
That's the
Um,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and then he went to my dad. Um, And yeah, they talk. He shared his testimony with my dad also. It was powerful. And then the questions came to me, and then I found out like I have doubt. I don't know yet. Um, and yeah, but I felt guilty about it. So what I can say now about that is, when you don't know yet, it's just best to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, and then go to God, okay, and then let Him work in your heart, and not just pretend like you know, and not pretend, not think you
Mm.
need to be somewhere where you're not. Because I always thought there was something I need to be somewhere where I'm actually not.
Mm.
And you don't have to be there. If you don't know, you don't know. You just gotta be honest. Uh, and yeah, so that's what I learned now. But yeah, so that was the first meeting with my dad. And I saw that my mom approved him, my dad approved of him. It was good. They all gave their blessing and stuff to just
Wow.
go on getting to know each other. My parents were like, not go, don't go too fast. Um, and yeah, then the next day, no, that evening we went to my church, house church, and then he was welcomed really amazingly, and at the church, it was so beautiful because he was there with me, and I felt like that he really was a covering for me, because I would get a lot of lies in my head, like uh so like what I'm actually now also overcoming a lot is like just thoughts, actually thoughts, and believing them, and like getting distracted by them, and I would get really really lies also, and I would like, where is this coming from, and like um but when he was, and I would also have it like with people, when I was with fellow believers, and I would just hear lies in my head, and I didn't know what to do with it. um and then when he was with me, I felt so much more secure, and I felt like he was a covering over me, and I like a lot of, I just didn't hear lies anymore. It was just like he was really building me up with um what God had given him, with this shield of faith and the helmet of salvation that he was really carrying, and I didn't know how to. Um, so I was like, whoa, and like all these things were like, yeah, I really want to be with him.
Mm.
Um, I really want to be with him, and yeah, so we were together actually every day, me and Justin, uh, and that was really really amazing. For like 2 weeks we were in the Netherlands, and and we were together every day, and we talked about things, and like um yeah, it was really fun also, and also really God was sanctified through it, and um then like also something undealt in me came up, that I really needed to deal with before marriage, from a past experience with a guy, um, and then it came up, and yeah, I needed to deal with that. So that's like, if there's like advice, I would advise every uh girl to really deal with everything that happened in the past,
Mm,
and really fully deal with it before before getting uh married,
mm,
and really like, yeah, just really fully deal with it, and like, okay, this is not, this is I'm going forward, and this is I'm focusing on him uh now, and but also be led by God, because sometimes you still need healing of certain things that just haven't come up yet. So
yeah.
just be honest about those things. And I was honest with Justin about it, and he also really helped me, and also was like, yeah, but you do need to really deal with something. Um, and so for me, actually, something what happened was that from the beginning of my walk with Christ, I thought that someone was going to be my husband, and I thought that I just knew it through God and through prophecy. Um, and this was not the case. Um, and I have been distracted by that for a long time. And I couldn't. Now I could not, like, in my head there was still like a question, like, how does this still work? How can God say this? How can I believe that God said this, but it's not happening? It's not
Mm,
what's happening. Um, and how do I deal with prophecy? Actually, that was the undealt question. Not anymore. Oh yeah, that was the main undealt question actually. Like, how do I mix things together if it goes against what I actually heard in prophecy? Um,
yes.
um, and yeah, that was still like an undealt question in me. I had let it go, but it was like I didn't understand it yet. So now it came up. Um, and yeah, that was something I had to deal with. So yeah, that's advice I can give. Like, deal with as many things as you can, just with God and with your family in Christ.
Mm,
Really be zealous for it, because I haven't been zealous for that, to really deal with things. We really be zealous for that, to deal with things, and trust God, like, to give you the things also to um, deal with it. So yeah, that's something. um,
mm,
and then yeah, after that I went with him to the UK for 2 weeks at his parents' place. I slept at his parents' place, uh, and my because my dad also said, like, because we were planning to marry, um, and uh, and my dad said, like, first go with him to the UK, and then see if they wanted after that. Um, and um, yeah, and then I went with him to the UK, and that was really also really good. Something that came up there was like that I hadn't shared with him yet, that I had struggled with, like, I'm not, and I could share that with him, and I think it's really important to share that, because otherwise I think maybe many people or girls or like guys, I don't know, struggle with that, but like, what do I do if I'm not attracted? But you have to deal with it. So otherwise it keeps being there. So either it's a cost and it doesn't, um like, you then that is it's just like, I'm not attracted. So it's a cost. And I uh and that's not important enough for me to stop marrying this person. Or it is important enough for me to not marry this person. So then no. And uh yeah. So that's something I would also really say.
so How did you deal with that then?
Yeah, so that's interesting. I think with me it was also lies and fear. Like if I feel not attracted and I'm feeling guilty for that. But I think like that there's just gonna be times that you're not attracted. That's not the main force. Um, because I was like sometimes I'm attracted, sometimes not. What I don't get it. Like how do I deal with it? Um, and how I dealt with it is being honest to God, um, and even to Justin, which was sometimes also really painful. Um, I don't feel this. I don't. Uh, I think I'm not attracted, and these things, and how I know that I had faith in God for even for romantic desire, because romantic desire is from God. This was what I believed. Like romantic desire is from God, and He can even give it. Uh, and I saw that He had given it to me also, actually. Because I was sometimes I was like, yeah, I am attracted. I actually want to be with you. From my old life, how I saw things, how I saw a body, how I saw myself, how I saw men, um, and how I saw like attraction even, um, and type and these things. Um, and it was really renewing my mind, because like even if someone is attractive, uh, that doesn't give way for anything. Like it's really about uh, some I learned was like, well, God made us, and God made everyone, and God made everyone fearfully and wonderfully, and that is a truth actually. That is a truth. And even the devil can say something. No, this is not fearfully and wonderfully, but this is uh it's actually truth that God made everyone fearfully and wonderfully. Um, and you just have to discover it, how God made someone.
Wow,
Um,
I love
and
that.
and that's really beautiful because I was like, whoa, uh, because I could not, even when I was attracted or to him sometimes, um, is that's absolutely not like a wrong or flashy or something, but like this is the truth that I can stand on because is that he's perfectly and wonderfully made and God made him and every part of him is made by God um and like uh there's nothing that can change that. Like even if
Wow,
he
I
would
love that.
change his appearance, then it's still that God is doing wonderfully. So
Hmm.
like I need to learn this truth and to see him through God's eyes more and more and just
Wow.
let go of my own eyes. And yeah, that's
I
been
really
pretty.
like that. I really like that. I really like that. That's amazing. That's so powerful. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So you
yeah,
fearfully and wonderfully made. So you just have to discover it.
yeah.
I'm going to hold on to that and keep it here. I love that. I really like that. I've never heard that before. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. That's so powerful. Gosh. You should do relationship counseling.
Well, when God says we're ready.
I want you to as we are closing down, I want you to just in these last couple of minutes encourage somebody who's also waiting for their spouse and waiting for someone. Just encourage someone. Just how it's just such a your journey is so unique. And what you just said there, at the end there, of just like everyone is fearfully and wonderfully made. You just have to discover it. That's blown my mind like that. But in these last couple of minutes, could you just encourage somebody who's also waiting for their spouse?
Yeah. Uh, in the same. Okay, I'll pray before if God wants what God wants to say. Lord, how do you want to encourage people? Yeah. Don't stir up or awaken love until it pleases. That's
Mm,
that's no, that's the thing. In Book of Song of Solomon, the thing that kept coming to me, don't stir up or awaken love until it pleases.
mm,
Um, be prepared, uh, prepare yourself with God. Um, and um, yeah, focus on his kingdom first. Of course, I have to think of 1 Corinthians 7. This is actually wisdom for my husband also, is that Paul says like even that it's better to not marry, but it says because of sexual immorality, do marry. And that that's actually a reason for it, according to the Bible, that's the reason like to marry. And I like in my heart, I was like, I'm not gonna marry because of that. Like, no, like sort of fight against that. But it actually does say like for the cause of because of sexual immorality, get married. Because like sin is way worse. Um, so if you have something in your heart like fight against that, like oh, I have to wait on the one. Um, uh, the one is not per se in the Bible. And yeah, what I've learned is that we really have a choice. Really have a choice. So be ready to make your choice with God together. And this can go with prophecy and everything, but like I believe that choice is really, really important. That you have to know that you have to make a choice and that you need to be ready yourself. So don't stir it up or weaken it until it pleases. Yeah, because uh, God knows, and yeah, trust in Him. Those are the things that I can say.
thank you so much. I feel like I can literally just keep going through the whole day, to be honest. Your story is so unique, right? But I just want to thank you for coming up and just giving me this time to just to share your story. Uh, I know that a lot of people are going to be touched by this because it's so real, honest, and just so genuine. And I just pray that the Lord will just literally just as He just releases it out there through the waves, that people will just find a place of relatability from this. And I'm so grateful that you came on the show. To be honest, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Stay on the line. If it does cut off, please just log back in again because I just want to sort of like speak a little bit more with you, right? But I just want to thank you and may God bless you and Jesden and just continue just to do the powerful work that He's doing through you guys. And I would want one time when you are obviously free for both of you to come on so that you can actually speak about your travels as well, because I know you've traveled a few places together. I said that to Jesden as well, so I'm hoping that there'll be a time. I'm taking up a lot of you guys' time, so please, whenever you're ready,
No,
please.
I love it very much.
Yeah, yeah. So if he does log off, please just come back on the thing again as well,
Yeah,
please. Just yeah. But
yeah.
thank you so much.